Hey guys, welcome back to Semojo Homestead. I am in the kitchen today and I wanted to share with you a recipe that's super easy and a great way to use zucchini even if your kids don't like zucchini. This is kind of one of those oldie but goldie recipes. I had done this originally when we were in our patio home and we had raised beds, and zucchini and squash was one of the easiest things to grow in that space and get a lot of food. So we did, and I would make these zucchini cakes as a way to get my kids, Sayla and Mariah were young. It was a great, quick, easy way to get them to eat them, and we called them, I think we called them zucchini pancakes, and they would often dip them in sour cream, or I would make them small and they'd eat them like tots. It's just a great versatile meal and one that the kids have always loved. I actually kind of put this recipe on the back burner and I haven't made it, honestly, since we've been on our property. And the reason is because I've thought about it, but I've never thought about it and then made it. I've remembered it and thought about it, but just never got to actually making them. And they are super easy. It's not because I didn't have time or whatever. It's just one of those things that I just never did. And then we recently went and hung out with Jeremy's brother and our sister-in-law, and she made them and had them as kind of a side with dinner. And the kids loved them. We all loved them. And I remembered, man, this is such an easy, great snack, side dish, could be a breakfast item. Why have I not been making these? We have all this zucchini, all this squash. I do have to say, in years past, we have tried to preserve as much as we could. So we would eat fresh, grilled zucchini, but then I would grate it and put it in the freezer and we would use it, or freeze dry it. And we would use it when the garden wasn't really producing as much. Now we're really trying to eat seasonally. We do want to save some of our zucchini and squash. I do want to preserve some of it, but for the most part, we want to eat it while it's in season. So I came home and we went ahead and we made these for the kids. And again, they loved them, even Josiah, who it is harder to get him to eat vegetables. And he loved it too. So it's definitely a win recipe for everyone. Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to grate your about 2 cups of zucchini. It is really important that you let the zucchini strain the zucchini or let it dry. That moisture, you don't want that added moisture in your bowl. You grate cheese. I only had cheddar this time when I added cheese to it, but it's really good with some mozzarella or some Parmesan. The cheese does help bind it a little bit. I chop up some onions. I really like to have fresh crushed garlic in mine. I think that helps kind of get the garlic all throughout it. I don't love garlic powder. That's not my preference. Everyone in our family, we love just fresh garlic. So we put some garlic in there. We mix it all together with some flour. Some breadcrumbs is nice if you have them. I didn't have them on hand this time. It helps bind them together a little bit more if you have some breadcrumbs, but again, I didn't have them, so I didn't use them. You're gonna crack 3 eggs and then do a little salt and pepper. But then you just put some oil in a pan and you pan fry them and then you flip them. And it makes for a very good, easy side dish. Everyone in our family loves them. There are a lot of varieties and a lot of ways you can make them. I made just a very basic zucchini pancake this time, but we have added carrots in the past to add some sweetness. We've added potato to make them a little hearty. And they are better, in my opinion, cooled because they set up a little bit. They're really good with a variety of cheeses in them. I also really like them with sweet potato. My sister-in-law actually added raw corn. She's cut it off the cob and chopped it and had it pretty fine and added it to it. and it added some really nice sweetness and texture to it. Really, you could take any of those vegetables and mix them with your zucchini, your grated zucchini, and make a really wonderful vegetable pancake. The other thing I will say about these is they go really, really well with like fish or a really light meal. They're not heavy. It's a good way to kind of use those summer veggies. Even though you're pan frying it, it doesn't sit heavily in your stomach. It doesn't feel like a heavy meal. And again, I've even given it to my kids with a little bit of a dip, and they just eat it as is. You could make them into like smaller circles, and they can use them as a finger food once they've sat up. One thing we had talked about in our weekend video was just showing you new ways to use your garden produce. Our goal really is to primarily rely on our food. Now, if we don't have a ton of acreage, we're not growing like 500 different types of vegetables here. We're kind of sticking to the basics, but the reason why I like these basics is because they are basic and they're easy to kind of manipulate and morph into different types of meals, and use in different ways. That is one thing that I see a lot on a lot of like social media platforms, Facebook groups. People will grow these vegetables and they have so much they don't know what to do with it, or they don't know how to use it in a way that is different than your traditional way of using some of these vegetables. So there are a lot of fun ways that you can get creative with your stuff from your garden. And that's kind of one of my goals that I would like to try to do, is to encourage people to try new recipes and new ways of eating things and cooking and preparing vegetables from their garden. I hate to see people say, I've got so much zucchini and I just want to throw it away. What do I need to do with it? Or who can take it? I want people to be able to be excited about the abundance of zucchini they have growing in their garden and have a lot of different ways to use it. So thank you guys for hanging out with me in the kitchen. I hope that you enjoy this recipe. I hope you give it a shot. It's super easy, super quick, fun for the kids to eat. They really enjoy them. So also, again, if you have a fun way that you like to prepare zucchini, please share it with us in the comments below. I hope you have a great rest of your week and be blessed.